Hello everyone, this is Monique Morrow, and I wanted to actually end our fantastic year in the year of technology for 2017 with a message going forward into 2018. We've actually had a chance to explore not only technology sets, but also looking at how we can have the most impact organizationally. So for example, in the technology areas, we have looked at artificial intelligence and autonomous systems, but also rounding the conversation with ethics and governance, and also looking at the fantastic work that the IEEE is doing in this particular space. In the area of blockchain and digital cryptocurrency, there's just tremendous discussions on really looking at how we can explore the underpinning technology of Bitcoin to actually think about what it would mean for digital identity sets, and also looking at how we can actually make blockchain even more secure in terms of the transactions itself. So there's a great amount of work going on in this space. And when we think about digital identity, we can pivot towards this notion of sovereignty and digital sovereignty and e-government as a service, working with fantastic colleagues, and particularly in Switzerland in this space, at procevis.ch, and also most recently at Valid with Daniel Gasteiger and his fantastic team. There's also this whole notion of the use of technologies in terms of looking at how technology can be used, especially with we think about the polarity between safety and the polarity between that of intrusion. So, for example, if I am using photography or using any kind of digital photography or digital biometrics with you, how is that being used, and are you actually in control of that usage of your profile? That tension between a central authority perhaps abusing that authority in what could be something that we need to pay attention to. So there is this polarity of what we'll call valid, not valid, but also the governance around the uses of technology itself. As we enter into 2018, we know that particularly in Europe, privacy by design is also going to be part of what we must adhere to when we think about the GDPR regulations that are going to come into play on in May of 2018, and that compliance is not just compliance, but it's a requirement. So the whole notion of general data privacy regulation is a must, especially if you are operating as a multi-global company. So, this is very, very important to be cognizant of. So we spoke about that, and as we enter into 2018, it's really, really key. These are exciting times when we think about the whole notion of societal and humanistic uses of technology for the good. What we think about in terms of refugees and in terms of those individuals who are stateless, how could we use technologies to provide digital sets of identities that is theirs from the very, very beginning, and also this notion of financial inclusion. So there's really great opportunities to work further into this wonderful space in terms of the societal uses of technologies, and also for everyone to learn from one another. At an organizational level, I think it's very interesting that we are really thinking of this whole construct of multi-generational teaming, and also looking at how we can work and benefit from one another. And it's not just this whole concept of hierarchy for hierarchy's sake, but it's also really having a purposeful organization, that which is for purpose. I think that if you look at organizations that are exploring for purpose constructs, it's really, really fantastic to see that this is going to be more of a currency now than ever before. So Game Changers 500 is an example. Andrew Hewitt and what he's doing in this space is an example of really looking at for purpose organizations that is for benefit, that is eventually, this whole notion for profit. So we can really think about not only validating our supply chain and how that supply chain exists and whether or not there is abuses that occur in the supply chain, but rather thinking also about this notion of how we treat one another in an organization or at work. I'm very excited about the opportunities moving forward to 2018. Technology is foundational. What we see is interesting. Let's make sure that we use these technologies for the benefit for all. And I will really look forward to hearing from you on what you're doing in this space. Wishing you all a wonderful holiday season and a terrific 2018. Thank you.